Hello guys, I'm Chun Kiet. I'm 2019 PE graduates and I'm currently work in a FRP manufacturing company as a project engineer. And my major job scope as a project engineer are planning, design, and quality control.
Hello guys, I'm La Leong Huat. I'm 26 in 2020. I'm graduated from Utah as a petrochemical engineering. So currently I'm working at the water treatment industry as my job scope is more towards the design engineers, and then we will come with project engineers, which means that my scope is to handle project after awarded by our client, and then involved in the sizing and design the material equipment type such as the pump, your valve, and your mixer, and all of the equipments that will be used in the plant. And then beside that, my job is to improvise the design during the project stage, because sometimes during the tender stage, there might have oversizing might happen. So my job is to make sure that everything is in sufficient and cost saving. And then lastly is to clarify with our vendor such as the valve and the pump for their installation and operation manual before selecting the equipment for our client.
My name is Jie. So I'm a 2016 Petrochemical Engineering student graduate from Utah, and I'm currently working in Penang with Core Technologies in Berhad. So Visco produce contact lens. We do export to Europe and also Southeast Asia. So as a production engineer, we would focus mainly in our daily input output. We have to achieve our target, we have to hit our target. That's our bottom line here. So on the side note, we have to respond ourselves to emergency and also unexpected incident. So we have to get our hand in it as soon as possible, as fast as we could. So just so that we are not compromising our quality production schedule. Yep. We do carry out study when we have time, and also our task mainly resolving in three fields, which is quantity, quality, and also yield. That's the main item here.
The PE program had helped me a lot in my career. In the PE program, I've learned the property of raw materials, reaction of chemicals, and engineering drawing, such as the AutoCAD drawing. It's very useful for my career. It helped me a lot in solving the problem that I faced during the production.
So basically, what did I learn from petrochemical engineering course in Utah? Actually, I think the most useful thing that I learned in the course is the philosophy, their science knowledge, which comes to basically now what am I applying is like the flow rate, which involve in fluid mechanics, and maybe sometimes we involve in heat because the pump it will overheat, so we will have to calculate the heat that it can withstand, and etc. But most of the time, I think the foundation of the understanding in science is very important for our job, because we have to know the fluid mechanic, especially fluid mechanic in our industry. One of the courses that I learned in petrochemical engineering, there is a subject which is called as plant design. So basically, we involved in the engineering standard. When talk about engineering standard, we will have to know what is it about. Actually, they have quite a several standards such as an ASME standard, JIS standard. JIS standard is from Japan, and then DIN mostly is from the Europe, Germany. When talk about this standard, it's actually represent about your piping connection, your fitting, everything. Because each different standard, they have different dimension. This dimension play an important role. If you choose different standard in your plant, it will end up that your piping and your connection fitting will not fit together, which means that you need to redesign everything again. Involved in this plant design, I learned quite a few about this all standard.
Some of the skill that I find very important, which is problem solving skill. You do practice on that across the 4 year on the certain problem, and then also main point is to find the root cause so that you can solve the problem as soon as possible, and the production can get back on time, get on track. The second one, I think that's communication skill. As soon as you step into society, you understand there's many things that you have to rely on other experience and also help from certain field. Normally in the production, we have mechanical engineer or equipment engineer, some of you may know, and also process and production engineer. Communication skill horizontally is across department. There are some project or study that you might need help from other department, and also there are vertical communication skill, which you get your order or task from your superior, and also you have to train or control your subordinates to carry out the task for you.
I would like to say that if you are PE graded, please don't worry. We have tons of career opportunity in the market as we are equipped with skill and knowledge which are very useful in the industry such as the petrochemical industry, plastic, glove, and semicon industry. Many will question that will the pandemic issue affect the career opportunity of the PE fresh graduate? I would like to say that it will only cause minor effects to the PE fresh graduate.
In my opinion, the opportunity for the fresh graduate from this PE program, I think is actually quite a lot, especially like polymer industry, packaging industry, because petrochemical actually is more involved in the downstream refinery part. So actually I think the polymer industry is quite blooming. For example, as polymer glove, and the surgical mask, etc. In my case, I'm working at water treatment industry. Actually, it depends on where do you prefer. Some would like to go for research based, some would like to go for industry based, some would like to go for quality control. And then regarding of the pandemic issue, I think it's not really affect a lot because the manufacturing will still go on. The production have to keep going because this is what they keep our supplies, our beverage, our food. For example, like packaging, we need this in our daily life. So I think that it's hard for me to say that it will be affected by the pandemic issue.
There's no joke about it. And not just PE, it's affecting every sector. So even harder for some of us to get a suitable career. What I want to say here is whenever there's a chance, just go for it. You can learn things anywhere you want. It doesn't matter have to be the ideal job for the first job. Just that how do you want to absorb and how do you want to learn your passion. That's all the bosses are seeing actually.
The PE industry will keep growing and it will become a very important source of income for Malaysia in the next 10 years. This is because majority of the industry in Malaysia uses petrochemical as a main raw material in their production. The example of the product that uses petrochemicals are dyes, plastic, pesticides, and synthetic fibers. As Malaysia is one of the oil and gas producer in Southeast Asia, it means that it has sufficient crude oil, which is needed for the production of petrochemicals. Due to this, Petronas and some of the investors from other countries already invest in Rapid project in Pengarang, Johor. After the completion of the project, it will make Malaysia will be one of the petrochemical producer. It will create a lot of career opportunity for PE graduates as well.